Irvin Santana's night is finito. He gets into the fifth. He gives way to Scott Shields. And before Shields can throw a pitch, he has to look over at his dugout where trainer and Mike Scioscia were headed out his way. And he said, no, I'm fine. So Scioscia thought for a moment that there was something wrong with him. If you ask Scioscia who his most valuable pitcher was in 2005, he'll tell you Shields. And he has picked up in the postseason where he left off during the regular season. He deals with Dye 1 on 1 out.
He pitched in about 80 some games for Mike Scioscia so far this year.
There was a stretch where he closed games when Francisco Rodriguez was injured. Long relief, set up relief, whatever you need. He's your guy. Ball one inside.
But Sednick should be able to run on Shields. You know, the Angels have a philosophy. They don't want their relievers to be quick to home plate and lose stuff. They would rather have stuff than getting the ball to the catcher quicker.
So we'll keep an eye on Podsednik. And so will Shields.
Well, conventionally, most relievers don't have the moves that starters do. That was pretty quick by Shields, by the way. Got that ball over there in a hurry.
And that was close.
Good move.
Got quick feet. That's what it takes for a good move, and Podsednik wasn't ready.
Oh.
He might have been out.
Wow.
Ooh. Thought he had him.
I did too. I thought he was out.
The right armpit before the hand hits the bag.
A 1-0 pitch is inside, 2-0. First base umpire is Ed Rapuano. And you can see when Podsednik started that dive back into the bag, he's stuck in the dirt over there a little. And then it looked like the tag right here gets into the armpit of Podsednik before his right hand comes onto the bag. So again, the White Sox get the call. Let's take a listen to it. Shields saw it. Erstad didn't react at all. Now the count has gone to 2-0 on Dye with Konerko on deck. Podsednik is running, got a good jump. Molina's throw, too late. No chance for Benji Molina.
Yeah, Joe, that's the leg kick that I'm talking about. Makes it very tough for the catcher to throw out the base runner, especially a speedy one like Podsednik.
It could be tougher because Podsednik, we talked about it last night, has stolen third 18 of 19 times this year.
The White Sox have plated 5 runs tonight and have only 3 hits. Dye is 0 for 2. That pitch is low, and it's 3-1 with Konerko next. Konerko, 1 of the 3 hits with a 3-run shot in the first inning. Dangerous pitch from Shields on 3-1. A shattered bat. Podsednik is going back to second. 2 outs. And I don't know if the bat had something to do with it or not, but the bat ended up toward the shortstop position, and Podsednik didn't read the ball.
Well, the ball was very close to being caught on a line by Shields. It's hit close enough to him. That angle at second base, you can't tell. You're told to watch the line drive. That's what Podsednik was doing. And he goes back to second base.
So now with Podsednik at second and 2 outs, the Angels have seen enough of Konerko tonight and last night that they'll put him on and deal with Everett.
Made a comment a little while ago saying that relievers normally do not have the moves that starters do. Starters have to have them because they get themselves into positions with runners on base. Normally when a reliever comes in the game, and of course, you know, it varies when you're starting an inning. But when they come into the game, it's to get hitters out and not to prevent runners from scoring or stealing a base.
2 on, 2 out now, and Everett walks to the plate. And usually the deeper you go into a bullpen, the worse the move, because very few closers even think about the runners on. It's the case with Francisco Rodriguez of the Angels. And that was a situation, really, we saw it with not only Rodriguez, but Escobar in this series, with Ozzie Guillen from the dugout saying, he's got a high leg kick, just run.
Pablo Ozuna stealing second and scoring the winning run in game 2.
Here's a ground ball through the hole into left. Podsednik will score easily. A base hit for Everett, and it's 6-2. And if you look at the replays, you realize Podsednik, who was diving back to the bag on a pickoff throw from Shields, was called safe. Should have been called out, and now here he comes around to score to make it a 4-run game.
Yeah, with Podsednik on at second base, there's no way to throw him out on a ground ball to the outfield. He scores easily without a play.
After Shields came into the game, he threw over the umpire at first. Ed Rapuano missed the call. And the 2-out RBI hit by Everett follows. That closes the book on Santana. 4 1/3, 6 runs, 5 earned on 3 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, a hit batsman, 2 home runs. And Rowan grounds to Cabrera. So the White Sox have scored in every inning but the second. They are having their fun tonight, trying to take a 3-games-to-1 advantage. After 4 1/2, Chicago on top, 6-2.
Time to discover Lunesta, a sleep aid that can give you and your restless mind the sleep you need. Lunesta helps most people sleep all through the night and works quickly, so take it right before bed. Lunesta is non-narcotic and approved for long-term use. Of course, do not use sleep medicines for extended periods without first talking to your doctor. Be sure you have at least 8 hours to devote to sleep before becoming active. Until you know how you'll react to Lunesta, you should not drive or operate machinery. Avoid taking Lunesta with alcohol. Most sleep medicines carry some risk of dependency. Side effects may include unpleasant taste, headache, drowsiness, and dizziness. Ready to catch a great night's sleep? Just climb into bed and leave the rest to Lunesta.
Sprint Business is reinventing the yes man, so you can say yes to business when and where it happens. Because business today happens everywhere. And now that Sprint and Nextel have come together, you can work more efficiently from almost anywhere and make your business more competitive. In fact, Sprint is now the #1 wireless provider to business, so I guess you can call me a yes man. Although I prefer yes woman.
With Sprint Business, you can make just about any place a workplace. Yes, you can.
Cool.
What's the coolest way for people on the move to pay for gas and convenience items? Speed Pass.
Cool. Really cool.
How do we know? We're drivers too. Link Speed Pass to a credit or check card you already use, and you can make one of the cool moves Ryan Newman does.
Viewer discretion advised.
He's stalking his next human sacrifice.
The executive producer of CSI takes on San Francisco's most deviant crimes.
That's deviant.
Killer Instinct returns with new episodes at 9/8 Central, Fox, Friday.
Finley will lead it off. Bottom of the 5th inning. The Angels batting, and they trail by 4 again. After a run was plated on a base hit by Carl Everett in the top of this 5th. The breaking ball misses from Freddie Garcia for ball 1. Finley, Kennedy, and Figgins, if anybody gets on, Cabrera, and then Guerrero. 1-0 from Garcia, 2-0. Only time Garcia's really gotten into trouble He has fallen behind the hitters 2 different innings, in the 2nd and the 4th. He falls behind 2-0 here and gets a strike over the outside corner. Finley takes ball 3. Finley was the man at the plate when there was catcher's interference on a double play that he hit into. That was back in the 2nd. His swing, the bat hitting the glove of A.J. Pierzynski. The umpire missing the call. Double play was the result, and it kept at least 1 run off the board for the Angels. That's foul down the right side.
You could see that disgusted look on Finley's face, the shaking of the head. Microcosm of the type of season he's had. Only .222 for a guy who has handled himself and had a terrific big league career. Not this year.
Finley didn't get it all into right center field, and Rowan hauls it in. 1 out. We visited with Ozzie Guillen during the last break. Ozzie Guillen, we earlier saw that play at the plate. Are you guys aware of the catcher's interference that happened earlier tonight?
No, not really. It's so hard to see from my size, and this was so hard to hear. You know, it was so much noise at the ballpark. You know, this is a real tough call.
I think one thing your team has done is, if you've gotten opportunities, when you've had the chances, your guys have come through, and you're doing it again tonight.
Well, you know, we play all year. We have a clutch hitting. Today it was very important. You know, every time they score one, we score another one, and you know, I think the most clutch hitting we have, it's going to be better off for us.
Last question, real quick. What do you see from Freddie Garcia, and do you like what you see so far?
Well, right now I told Freddie, just give me the best you can for at least 6-7 innings, and stay aggressive. I think one thing about Freddie is, as soon as he stays aggressive, it's going to be better off for him.
Ozzie, thank you very much.
All right.
Ozzie doesn't want to hear or see anything. Everything is going his way. He's very happy.
It is rolling the White Sox way, but the bigger point is, just like the other night, as Kennedy wraps it foul. They get the call on the 3rd strike, that's one thing. But then you have the good at bat by Creedy and the double down the line to win the game. Tonight, they get the opportunity with the catcher's interference. There's no call there, but a beautifully turned double play between Iguchi and Uribe. Then the play at first on what could have been a pickoff. They get the 2-out hit from Everett. So it's not the umpires that are getting the big hits. It's the White Sox, combined with this very good starting pitching. The reason why they're not only leading tonight, but leading in this ALCS.
Even though that was a huge call, that interference call, if nobody's on base, that's one thing. But with Finley hitting the glove of Pierzynski, had it been called properly, bases loaded, 1 out, you don't know what's going to happen after that. Kennedy, a good clutch hitter.
At that time, it was 3-1.
Yeah.
Now it's 6-2, and we're in the bottom of the 5th. And it's 2-2 on Kennedy with 1 out.
But the White Sox have gotten the big hits when they needed to, and they have made the plays defensively.
Kennedy grounds to short. Uribe. 2 down. I'll tell you, the more you see from this Chicago White Sox team, the more you realize why they built up the kind of lead they built up in the AL Central, and the more you realize why this team won 99 games, and why fans in Chicago, especially on the South Side, believe this might be the year that they win it all, the first time since 1917.
Buoyed arguably by the best pitching staff in baseball. I think people in Houston may question that because of their terrific staff, but these 4 starters are lights out.
They sure are. You know, looking at Figgin struggling the way he has, this is just a suggestion, nothing more. Maybe drop him from the leadoff spot, put him in the 9th hole, let him relax, take some pressure off of him. Maybe he'll get going that way.
Trying to bunt his way on, and here he is sitting. Every time he looks up at the board, it's 0-2. He struck out twice tonight, 11 times in this series, and 16 times in 48 at-bats in his postseason career. And he's seen a lot of that every time he looks up. But you bring up a good point. You know, he's in the leadoff spot. He's trying to get it started. It's not working for him or the Angels. And then I guess you get into the question, well, if you change him and you move him down, are you signaling that you're panicking in the series? And I think the answer would be, well, if you don't win tonight,
it's time to panic.
It's time to panic, and you got to pull anything out you can to try to get back in the series.
It also helps the hitter at times because now he can relax a little more, and it could turn around this postseason.
In the dirt, blocked by Pierzynski, ball one.
And you know, the amazing thing about it, the 9th hole in the American League is very, very important. It's not a spot where, well, you're the 9th hitter and you can't hit. You want to turn over your lineup. And having good speed in the 9th hole is a big advantage also.
Well, this year,
just an idea, nothing more, nothing less.
Well, this year, Lou, they had a 300 hitter bat in the number 9 spot in Adam Kennedy. Meanwhile, Finley, who's in the number 8 spot, hit 222. So just because you're higher in the lineup doesn't mean you're a better hitter, especially in the AL. 2-2 now on Figgins. Orlando Cabrera would be next if Figgins can keep this 5th inning alive. Contreras, Burley, Garland, Garcia. That's into left center field, and Podsednik puts it away, and Garcia has fallen right in line with the 3 before him. It's been a frustrating night for the Angels yet again. We go into the 6th. Game 4. White Sox on top, 6-2.
Want the best in wireless? Look no further than your neighborhood Radio Shack. From the best name brand phones to the best wireless carriers, we've got it all. And now, during our Best of the Best wireless sale, get the best for even less. Like this new Verizon Wireless VX5200 camera phone by LG, just $29.99 with new 2-year agreement. You'll also enjoy the best customer service. That's why our sales associates are #1 in wireless customer satisfaction. And why we sell more wireless than any other consumer electronics retailer at Radio Shack.
Listen, told me to call you, so here I am.
Can a beer be too refreshing?
Hello? Ew, you pervert.
Melissa?
Coors Light. For years, E-Trade stood outside, throwing stones at the financial establishment. Now that we've matured and offer everything from trading to banking, we're doing it from inside. Be extraordinary at eTrade.com.
When we got married, suddenly we had 2 of everything.
They had a lot of stuff.
2 dinette sets, 2 dogs.
2 car insurance companies.
I'm State Farm agent Joan Roysam, and this is a true story.
We had to get rid of a few things.
Yeah, mainly my things.
He had State Farm.
She had a Gecko.
I helped them compare rates and coverage.
It was no comparison.
He was right. For once.
This time, one of my things stayed.
Last year, 1.3 million drivers switched to State Farm. Call an agent today and you'll switch too.
Like a good neighbor,
State Farm is there.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Impala. Available with a powerful 303 horsepower small block V8 that delivers a remarkable 28 miles per gallon highway. It's a whole new animal. Chevy Impala, an American revolution.
The League Championship Series on Fox is sponsored by Chevy. Chevy and baseball, they just go together. An American revolution. This game moves into the 6th inning. The White Sox bat with a bottom 3 in their lineup. And they lead it 6-2. They lead the ALCS 2-1. Pierzynski hit a tape measure home run into center his last time up. That made it 5-2. Then a run in the 5th, driven in by Everett with 2 out, made it 6-2. 2-0 from Shields.
Just thumbing through games 1, 2, and 3, and you realize what an easy time Ozzie Guillen has had managing in this series. Here, 3.5 games, and he's made 2 moves. Neil Kotz in game 1 Pablo Ozuna in Game 2. Can't think of any more, right? That's it.
Now a strike, and then you ask him about his lineup night after night. And we said it earlier. His answer is, well, yeah, it's the same lineup. Who else do I have? Who do you want me to put in there? So you can bet that tomorrow night in Game 5, it'll be the same group in the same order. Now the count's full as Pierzynski chased a bad ball up and away.
Tried to hold up and went through it. We're checking further and find out 3 moves have been made. Pablo Ozuna twice as a pinch runner. And then Neil Kotz in Game 1.
So I think at this point we should just say this. Since this is the ALCS, and you got a lot of parents and friends and relatives watching. Timo Perez, Willie Harris, Chris Widger, Jeff Blum, Tommaso Marte, Orlando Hernandez, Luis Vizcaíno, Cliff Polite, Dustin Hermanson, and Bobby Jenks. Those are the names of the other guys that fill the roster for Ozzie Guillen. Guys who to this point you haven't seen at any time during this ALCS.
All honorable mentions.
I mean, yeah. Pierzynski strikes out as Shields comes back after a 3-0 count for the first out. Our Pepsi fan cam. Some SC fans in the house. The fight song after that big win at Notre Dame earlier today. Pete Carroll's team well represented here tonight at Angel Stadium. Here's a shot through the left side. Creedy is on with his 4th hit of this series.
Going back to a few of these honorable mentions, I think we'll see the Chicago bullpen today. So a few of these guys that were talked about, I think we'll see some action tonight.
Orlando Hernandez, who was such a big part of that Game 3 of the division series with his effort at Fenway Park. Polite had a very good year out of the bullpen. Dustin Hermanson started the season as the closer. Surprised everybody with his success. Then his back started to part. And Bobby Jenks, who was part of this Angels organization until they put him on waivers during the offseason. He was claimed by the White Sox. Here's a guy who throws in the high 90s, who's now the closer for Ozzie Guillen. And 0-1. Over but low, ball 1.
Not often that you see a bullpenner, a guy come in from the bullpen and just to get a tune-up in the playoffs. But that's really the situation the White Sox relievers are kind of in right now with a 5-run lead.
Uribe's jammed a bit, and Finley comes on to get it 2 out. If you believe Ozzie Guillen when he says it, and why wouldn't he say it, he's not concerned about the inactivity of the bullpen and guys coming out being sharp. But any other manager you talk to, and I would imagine there's some part of Ozzie Guillen that's at least a little concerned with how his closer's going to come out and throw. Those guys like regular work, and they haven't appeared except for Kotz for 2/3 of an inning since the division series.
Yeah, it makes it tougher on them. There's no question about it. You get too strong, you tend to overthrow, you lose a little bit of command. But boy, as long as these starting pitchers are pitching as well as they are, you can't fault a manager for staying with them. You're trying to win baseball games.
I talked to Cliff Polite before the game today, and I said, does that bother you with the layoff? He said, it doesn't bother me one bit. I hope I don't get in the game. If I'm not in the game, we win.
Molina's throw down. Creedy is out to end the inning. Benji Molina cuts down Creedy. And off we go into the bottom of the 6th. He got in to win it. Well, that not him. I mean, the guy that wears that jersey. To win it for USC. It's 6-2 White Sox into the bottom of the 6th.
No one ever woke up one morning and said, I just want to be an ordinary musician. Or an ordinary tennis player. Or writer. Or runner. No one ever said, I just want to be an ordinary coach. or even an ordinary scientist. So why the heck would anyone ever say, I just want to be an ordinary investor? At E-Trade Financial, we keep challenging the ordinary to help investors be extraordinary.
It's a fact. The more we learn about how to take care of ourselves and our families, the longer and healthier our lives become. That's why more people turn to WebMD than any other health information source. It's a place where people find answers to health questions with an ease never before possible, where doctors discover new and better ways to care for their patients. A place where everyone can finally forge a link between better information and better health. WebMD.
You may not have the contract to build the next great suspension bridge, or the workforce to dig the next Panama Canal. And you may not be working on the next big sports complex, but your truck could. The GMC Sierra with the available Vortec Max engineered to the highest standard. Professional grade.
Who are those guys?
Oh, that's our network. It's the most reliable. Comes with the phone.
Do I, owe you?
No, we're good.
Cool. There's only one reason to choose a wireless company. It's the network. And now America's most reliable wireless network has cool Samsung camera phones for just $49.99. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
With so much more to see, shouldn't you be watching it on the Aquas Liquid Crystal Television? From Sharp.
Hitting the cutoff man could be the difference between winning and losing the game.
Boys and Girls Clubs of America is the official charity of Major League Baseball.
Like this. Bingo. We're gonna need a few more cutoff men.
Together, they create a positive place for kids.
Good teamwork. That'll work. Good cutoff.
Well, what's it going to be for the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Angels against Freddie Garcia? It's 6-2 Chicago out in front, bottom of the 6th. Game 4. Cabrera, Guerrero, Anderson. 0-1 pitch. 1-1. We came on in Game 1 talking about the similarities between these two offensive attacks for these two clubs. More of a National League style, and they get on and they get things going on the bases. But I would say this, there's one difference. The White Sox still have the ability, if they're not able to manufacture runs, to sit back and get a big home run, which they got last night, which they got again tonight from Paul Konerko, who hit 40. A laser caught by Creedy. One out here in the 6th. The Angels, meanwhile, are having trouble getting anybody on. And they're not getting any long balls on top of it. And their offensive output has been shut down totally.
Yeah, and that's because of the 4 starters. It's the pitching of the White Sox that has been so effective. And the pitching of the Angels in a disheveled state coming into this series. Certainly understandable in some ways because of taking the Yankees to 5 games and then playing in Chicago, but they win the first game.
To the left side, Creedy a dive. Another ground ball off the bat of Guerrero and another out. He's grounded out 3 times tonight. Some start to boo in this crowd. What a good play by Creedy, who went up to catch a line drive for the first out and made the dive to his left for the second.
Good defense and good pitching go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand, no question.
Our keys to the game brought to you by Nissan Figgins. In this series, 1 for 13. The heart of the order in this series for the Angels, 4 for 38. And the White Sox starters with a 2.01 ERA in this ALCS. 0-2 on Anderson.
Just keep throwing strikes. That's what you're supposed to do.
Doesn't always work out that way.
No, it doesn't.
At this rate and this pace, Garcia will come out of this game if Ozzie Guillen wants to get some work for his bullpen, kicking and screaming. I mean, he can't do much more than he's doing to this point, just like Garland last night when he went all 9, allowing just the 2 runs on 4 hits.
He doesn't have many strikeouts,
he says, as Anderson goes down swinging. That is number 4 on the night. Garcia continues his fine work and continues the great efforts by the Chicago White Sox starting staff. 7th inning. Game 4, 6-2. Chicago on top. Back after this from your local Fox station.
I'm Corey McFerrin with the Sox in Southern California tonight. After the game, all the highlights, reaction, plus insight from the one and only Jack McDowell.
The Nissan Pathfinder has led the way for nearly 2 decades, and the lead just got bigger. Introducing the new 7-passenger 2005 Nissan Pathfinder with more horsepower and seating for 7. See your Nissan dealer now and lease a new 2005 Pathfinder for just $339 a month. The Nissan Pathfinder. Everything you expect from Nissan and more. Yep, a 3rd row.
Okay, I've got an important call tomorrow, and I've only got 26 minutes left on my plan. Hun?
12. I'm out.
I got 128. Now, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm on my way.
There's a better way to share your minutes. Get Share Talk from U.S. Cellular.
Now Share Talk lines are free until 2006. U.S. Cellular. We connect with you.
I'm Dave. I live in Philly. I learned poker at Bodog.net. We all work hard and play hard. But learning Texas Hold'em, that should be easy. Catching an ace on the river? Don't worry. A few weeks ago, I had no idea what it meant either. That's when I learned to play poker online at Bodog.net. Just like shooting hoops with your pals. It's fun, fast, and it's always free.
Now, at your local Ford store, drive away in a new Ford for absolutely nothing. 0 interest for 60 months. 0 down payment. 0 payments till next year. Plus, 0 maintenance costs for 2 years. You even pay 0 for gas till the end of the year. Think of it. Drive away a 2005 Ford 500, Freestyle, F-150, or Ranger for nothing. You don't even pay for gas. Now that's something. Hurry. Get nothing only for a limited time at your local Ford store.
Tomorrow on Fox NFL Sunday, the Giants take on the Cowboys in an NFC East showdown, and the Falcons travel to San Antonio to take on the Saints or other regional action. It begins with a pregame show as the guys take a look at the Giants' new dynamic duo of Eli Manning and Plexico Burress tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Top of the order, Monsednik leads it off against Donnelly, who's done a nice job in limited work in this ALCS. Last night came in and bailed the Angels out of trouble with 2 shutout innings, and then did a job back in Chicago striking out Dye with the bases loaded. He's done all he can, and the count evens to the ball and a strike.
Actually, the Angel bullpen has pitched quite well in this series. Starting pitching has been a little sporadic.
Tonight, Irvin Santana couldn't get through 5. He allowed only 3 hits, but he walked 3, hit a man, and Konerko got him for a 3-run homer in the first.
Well, losing Bartolo Colon coming into this series was a big blow to the Angels. He was a big guy on their pitching staff. 21-game winner. Leader of their starting pitchers.
And there's some doubt, in fact even more than doubt, it is remote at best that Colon would be available for the next round of the World Series should the Angels advance They first said a muscle strain in his shoulder, but now they're saying he's going to have to go in for another MRI, and him getting any side work and trying to tune up for what could be a World Series start appears far-fetched. Here's a 2-2. Full count on Podsednik.
Even if Cologne were available, his start would have been tonight because he started that game on Monday, and that was a game in which he was hurt. So he may have been limited to one start during this series, maybe two.
Three-two pitch from Donnelly. Outside, a leadoff walk. That's the third time tonight that Podsednik has walked. Pre-game, he was out during batting practice, and if you want to know the health of his right arm, he didn't even put the baseball in his right hand. He just flipped it out of his glove. So that's the situation with the right arm of Bartolo Colon. A shoulder injury, but he's been battling a bad back, and who knows if the bad back led to altered mechanics, which then led to the issue with his shoulder.
It often does.
If there's something seriously wrong inside there, you not only think about what that does to this Angels rotation here in this postseason, but long term. One on, nobody out. And Iguchi trying to bunt, fouls it all the way over the backstop and into the seat, strike one.
Yeah, it's very hard in today's game to replace a #1 starter. Not only because of the wins that he gives you, but the innings that he pitches for you. He'll be all right next year.
No balls, one strike from Donnelly, third pitcher of the night for Mike Scioscia.
Meanwhile, the White Sox are pitching like they have 4 #1 starters in this series.
I think you could make a case that there are a lot of teams that any one of those 4, if they were playing for that ball club, would be considered the #1 starter. Case with Garcia last night with Garland, an 18-game winner. Burley is certainly in that category, and Contreras, with what he did in the second half of the season, fits that bill. One on, nobody out, no balls, 2 strikes. Iguchi strikes out. One on, one out. Jermaine Dye coming up.
I don't think any pitcher on either staff challenges hitters any more than Brendan Donnelly.
He does. He comes right at you. Then he puts you away with a real good split finger.
You wonder, as you watch Donnelly out there, what kind of a night it could be for Kelvin Escobar. If the Angels don't get anything going offensively, Mike Scioscia may hold Escobar back for tomorrow night, having Bird on the mound, thinking that Escobar, a former starter, when I say former, I mean he started the season as a starter, could chew up some of the innings tomorrow night, backing up Bird. One on, one out. Podsednik is running, got a good jump. Molina's throw too late. And Podsednik now has 2 stolen bases on the night.
Well, you have to be so quick, not only your arm, but your feet. You have to be quick with the transfer, and Podsednik has just outrun the ball. Or did he tag him on the left leg? Watch that. He could have been out.
I think he was out.
Yeah. And the clicker is still running.
So a runner at second, 1 out, and a 1-0 count on Dye. That's ball 2, 2-0. I think you look at that replay and you have to add that to the list of another call that this umpiring crew missed. And I'll say this, they're all missing them. They're moving around. But that looked like the tag was down on the leg of Podsednik before his hand got on the bag, and another call against the Angels. A fly ball into right. Vladimir Guerrero makes the catch. Podsednik's going to test him and make it. The umpire was in the way of Figgins. That's Jerry Crawford, and Figgins had to almost push him to get him out of the way so he could catch that ball.
There you can see Crawford there to make the call, and Figgins backpedaling. Jerry trying to get out of the way.
So a runner at third with 2 out for Konerko. Last time up, when they had the chance, the Angels walked Konerko. This time, Molina is down and flashing signs. They will at least start this at bat by pitching to the cleanup man for the White Sox with Everett on deck. Otsednik at third, 2 out, and a hot shot to short. Cabrera. The inning is over. White Sox have stranded only 4. Bottom of the 7th, time to stretch. Angels bat down by 4.
Take me right in the car, car. Take me right in the car, car. Take you right in the car. I want to go right in the car. Click, clack, open up the front door. Click, clack, open up the back door. Front, back, clickety, clack, riding in my car. Engine it go, engine it go. Turn my key, step on the starter. I want to blow the horn. I'm gonna let you blow the horn.
Hey, Teddy, I hate to bother you. You sent my melon to Peyton, P-E-Y.
Groceries, $41.
That's awesome, man. Charlie!
Oil change, $25.
You're good, too. Decaf!
Lunch,
Decaf!
$12.
Great shift today, guys. Nice salad bar.
Your favorite players.
Yes.
Priceless.
Yes. Yes!
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
You signed the bread to my little brother. He loves you.
This is who I am. This is where I'm from. This is what I believe in when the day is done. This is Budweiser. This is clear. Budweiser. The king is here. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
The League Championship Series on Fox is sponsored by Nissan, who reminds you to shift the way you move through the world. By Citi, credit card and financial tools to help you live richly. By Pepsi, it's the cola. And by Lunesta. Ask your doctor if Lunesta can make a difference for you. Freddie Garcia back to the hill. Darren Erstad first up for the Angels. 6-2, the White Sox out in front. Bottom of the 7th inning, game 4. White Sox up 2-1, and a strike hits the outside corner.
Joe, the strangest sight has just appeared on the horizon. 2 guys up for the White Sox.
It'll be even more strange if somebody comes out from behind that outfield wall and actually takes the ball for the White Sox.
Man.
I know Kotz is the lefty getting loose. Garcia does not want to give them a chance to come in here in the 7th. Erstad off the end of the bat, pops it up. Higuchi. 1 away.
The right-hander looks like Vizcaíno.
Luis Vizcaíno is getting loose. Alongside Neil Kotz, who to this point is the only reliever to see game action for Chicago. Here's Casey Kotchman, 2 for 2. First chance to start in this series, and he's made the most of it. Ball 1. Esteban Yan is getting loose for the Angels, has not appeared in the postseason for Los Angeles. Ball 2, 2-0. Garcia struck out 4. He has walked 1. That's wide. The 2 walks have been handed out to the Angels so far in 3+ games. With 1 out, Kochman slaps it down the left field line. It's slicing. Podsednik. It's a foul ball and caught for out number 2. With the bases empty, Molina will be the hitter.
You know, with the ineffectiveness of the Angel hitters, it's almost taking the home park field advantage away from the Angels. The fans just haven't been able to get into the ball game.
Freddie Garcia has retired 9 in a row, and once again, the Angels' offense is quiet.
The only group able to get a reaction out of this crowd tonight has been the umpires.
Yeah, right.
Well, the base is empty, 2 out. Molina, strike 2.
The rally monkey is long overdue in this park. What a front runner that rally monkey is. I'm sure Angel fans are saying, where are you when we need you?
Well, the deal is that they've got to be down by 3 runs or less.
Oh. Well, they ought to change that.
Rally monkey evidently has a good agent. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. 2-2.
Freddie is methodically just going about his business, throwing strikes, making the Angels put the ball in play, and depending on that good White Sox defense.
Here's a 2-2. Full count. Last night, the White Sox got 3 runs in the first. Took the crowd out of it a little bit. Tonight, they get 3 runs in the first. Angels got a run in the second. A no call on the catcher's interference. They only got the 1 run. And the White Sox added to their lead. Creedy charges, gloves, throws. And the inning is over. We go to the 8th inning of game number 4. White Sox still out in front by 4. It's the Sprint game break. Jeannie Zelasco.
Welcome to the Sprint game break. The Cardinals lost Reggie Sanders after a Game 2 tie-up, and now the official word on their third baseman. Bruce left by for Abraham Nunez after this collision with Jason Lane. It'll be a game-time decision. That game can be found tomorrow on Fox, and it's the start of another LCS doubleheader. Jeff Supine gets the ball for the Cardinals. Brandon Backey will try to add to the Astros 2-1 lead. The all-important Game 5 for the Angels and White Sox will finish off the night. But start your day with the NFL on Fox pregame show, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. For more information on the Sprint game break, log on to Fox Sports.
If they're going to put mayonnaise on a BLT, they should call it an MBLT.
Well, they should call it a BBLT because of the bread.
No, in the sandwich world, bread is valve 347. The bread is a given.
Approaching maximum core temperature.
Mayonnaise is a condiment. Condiments don't get initials.
Who made up that rule?
Nextel walkie-talkie phones are now available from Sprint. Now buy 1 I-265, get 1 free. Sprint, yes you can.
And we're back at the world's weakest man contest, where we just witnessed an astounding display of weakness when Jim O'Brien set a new record of 3.7 feet in the mini truck pull. He's a weak man.
This man's weakness truly takes your breath away. Okay, I'm told we're going over to the Stanley Sharpshooter Stapler, which takes barely any strength to squeeze. This is a real test of weakness for Jeff Baxter.
Oh, Jeff's not liking that.
Oh, that's ugly.
The Stanley Sharpshooter. It's that easy to squeeze.
Grilling. Good call. You mean steak? You rock. Hey.
Hey, Grill Master.
I don't have a grill.
Introducing Taco Bell's new Steak or Chicken Nachos Bel Grande. Grilled authentic carne asada steak or marinated all white meat chicken give Nachos Bel Grande that great flavor of the grill.
Wait, no, this. Hey, what's up?
For grilled taste that really draws a crowd, think outside the bun.
with so much more to see. Shouldn't you be watching it on the Aquas Liquid Crystal television? From Sharp.
Great beer. Smooth, clean, cold, refreshment. At Coors, it all starts up here. Way up here.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Eighth inning now. White Sox bat. Everett, Rowan, and Pierzynski for Chicago, up 4 in the first from Esteban Yan, the new pitcher for the Angels. Misses down and away. 49 games during the regular season, a 1-1 record. He makes his first postseason appearance. And he misses low 2-0. He's got electric stuff. He's got a great arm, but he has trouble throwing strikes. That has followed him around numerous stops in the big leagues.
Having not pitched in a while is not going to help his cause either.
And it's 3-0. Tommaso Marte is getting loose for the White Sox in their bullpen.
With no intent to come in the game.
On 3-0, there's a strike.
Lou talking about it between innings, saying that the White Sox are the guys in the bullpen just getting their throwing in. How many times do you see that in a postseason series?
You don't see it very often.
3-1 to count. Everett, 2 hits tonight. That's on the outside corner. Other guys are out there doing some online shopping, getting an early jump on holiday cards, spitting. 3-2. Fans join Major League Baseball in our efforts to rebuild the Gulf Coast. Support Habitat for Humanity by calling 1-800-HABITAT or logging on to MLB.com or Habitat.org. Yan trying to come back and get Everett after running it to 3-0. A leadoff walk.
You know, that's one thing that the White Sox have done. They've gotten their leadoff men on base. The Angels, all series, haven't been able to get their leadoff men. That keeps them from running.
Tonight, the White Sox, if you count the intentional pass, have been handed 6 walks.
And 4 leadoff batters on base.
Here is Rowan, who has not gotten hot at all. He is 1 for 14 in this series. A good moving fastball for strike 1. For the Angels, their offense, the leadoff man has reached base only 6 times in 34 innings in this series, and half the time that man has scored. Meanwhile, after Molina grounded out to end the 7th, the Angels have gone down 1, 2, 3 in 14 of the 25 innings, covering games 2, 3, and 4. Here's an 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rowan looks down at Joey Cora, the third base coach. Tim Raines is the first base coach for Ozzie Guillen.
I had Joey Cora at Seattle, second base. Did a great job for me.
The 1-1 from Yan. He is ripped down the left field line fair. Into the corner. Everett will dig for third. Anderson digs it out of the corner, and it's second and third with nobody out. A walk, a double by Rowan, who has his second hit of this series. And the White Sox could blow it wide open here against Esteban Yan in the 8th.
Not every pitch that's up is hit hard, but a lot of them are. That one drilled down the left field line. Right around the letters.
So now the infield will come in, which gives Pierzynski a better chance to shoot one through. But the Angels want to try and cut down the runner at the plate. Everett, the man at third, nobody out. White Sox already lead by 4. Pierzynski back in the 4th. Did this. His third of this postseason. 1 ball, 1 strike from Jan. Get a couple of runners out there for the White Sox. You've got Freddie Garcia, who has pitched through 7 innings tonight. The game is still within reach, and I'm sure Ozzie Guillen doesn't want to start bringing guys out of the bullpen if it's not necessary with the way Garcia has worked to this point. But if it gets blown wide open, then I think it gives Guillen the opportunity, if he wants to give guys some work, a chance to bring some of the relievers in from his bullpen.
Especially if an inning like this takes a long time. You can get fairly stiff sitting there late in the ballgame.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Jan needs a strikeout, and he gets it on Pierzynski. And Molina, the crowd reacts because Molina blocked it, picked it up, tagged Pierzynski, and then Ron Kolpa, the home plate umpire, gave that out sign that with Pierzynski at the plate in Game 2 became so famous with Doug Eddings behind the plate.
Yeah, for the rest of the postseason, umpires behind the plate will have a definitive strikeout call on anything close to the dirt to any hitter.
Now it's second and third, 1 out. The infield still in for Joe Creedy. A single, then out stealing his last time up. A tailing pitch in at the knee.
If you look at Figgins at third base, he seems like he's a little deeper than the shortstop Cabrera.
You don't see that too often.
No,
Good
you
point.
don't.
Creedy has turned on a couple of balls tonight. Everett, the runner at third, doesn't run like he used to. Pitch tails inside, and the count evens at 1-1.
But still, on contact, when you have a 4-run lead in the 8th inning, a ground ball, even with the infield in, you send the runner from third. The worst that can happen, you end up with runners on at first and third, 2 out, but in the process, you try to score a run. Take a lot more chances when you're ahead.
On 1-1, that's low. The Angels in the bottom of this 8th will have Finley, Kennedy, and Figgins.
It's like playing with house money.
And a chance here for the White Sox to blow it open. Creedy has driven in 2 in this ALCS, 3 for the postseason. 2-1 pitch. Oh, that pitch was up, and Creedy put a good swing on it. 2-2.
Notice how much bigger Creedy's eyes got on that high fastball. Changes a hitter's physiology.
Second and third, 1 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again.
Another good pitch to hit. That ball had a little bit of a tailing motion back in on his hands.
Count still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Second and third, 1 out.
I'm looking for a split finger here. Make him chase something down in the dirt.
And to third and past Figgins. 2 runs are going to score. That makes it 8-2 White Sox as Creedy delivers here in the 8th. A walk, a double, a strikeout, and a 2-run single past a drawn-in infield. And the White Sox have their biggest lead of the night.
He got the splitter. Joe Creedy, who won Game 2 for the White Sox on a hanging splitter from Escobar, gets another one from Jan and drives in 2 more.
Rowan scoring easily after Everett crossed the plate. Now 1 on, still only 1 out. Uribe grounds to Figgins. Good pickup. Out, out. And the double play ends the top of the 8th. 2 more runs. It's a 6-run White Sox lead into the bottom of the 8th of game number 4.
I promise.
I promise.
Chevy promises to keep building most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
I promise to deliver 9 models that start under 20 grand.
I promise fuel economy is just as important to Chevy as it is to you.
Chevy, the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America.
I promise that we've lowered prices,
Added features,
Or redesigned 19 models. I promise to remind you why you got your license in the first place.
That's a Chevy total value promise.
High definition TV, amazing picture quality.
Things that are good.
High speed internet, faster downloads.
Things that are great.
Warts, satellite dishes.
Things that should be removed.
Next. A free library of on-demand movies.
Things you'd give your right arm for.
Yes. HD TV, high speed internet.
Things that are
free on-demand movies.
Things that are Comcast.
Yeah! Oh my God!
From Studio C in Industry City, Davis.
Our first guest needs little introduction, so ladies and gentlemen, please welcome George Hamilton. How are you, sir? Please have a seat. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. You know, I got to tell you, that TV in the green room is spectacular.
That is no TV, George. That is the award-winning Dell 42-inch HD plasma TV. And we noticed you noticing. Freddie, show the green room cam footage.
The green room cam?
Oh, yeah, we're sneaky devils here.
Look at you. Those features. That true-to-life color. You're stunning.
Yeah, the Dell plasma TV. An amazing picture at an amazing price.
Oh, the TV. The TV's great, too. It's spectacular.
Spectacular, George. It's a Dell!
Davis, right now save $400 on a Dell 42-inch HD plasma TV. Plus get free shipping. To get the most out of your home entertainment, add a Dell Media Center PC starting at only $699. It's entertainment made easy with Dell and Microsoft.
Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's turn this party out. Check it out.
Beastie Boys for you, and the starters for the White Sox have been a beast for these Angels. From Contreras to Burley to Garland, and now Garcia, who starts the bottom of the 8th inning with a strike. You look at 8 1/3 for Contreras. Then back-to-back complete game efforts between Burley and Garland. And Freddie Garcia might fall right in line as Finley takes it in the dirt. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Finley, Kennedy, and Figgins with the Angels down in the series and in this game 4 by 6. To the right side and through it. Leadoff man is on for the Angels. The League Championship Series on Fox is sponsored by the personal advisors of Ameriprise Financial. By Comcast, the future of television and internet is here. And by Chevy. Chevy and baseball, they just go together. An American Revolution. Kotz and Hermanson getting loose. Garcia with a runner at first, nobody out, pitching to Kennedy. Off the end of the bat to Creedy. To second, Iguchi in the middle. And they're calling the runner safe at second. Safe at second. And Ozzie Guillen is going to come out and argue. Out at first was Kennedy. That's the first out of the inning, but they're saying that Iguchi did not touch the bag, and the call was right by Randy Marsh.
Yeah, but I mean, they give that play 99 out of 100 times. That's a neighborhood play. That's a double play anytime, in any game, in any day of a major league season. Right or wrong now?
A neighborhood play.
Neighborhood play, baby. I mean, they give guys this.
Sometimes you see it when a guy will brush across the bag prior to getting the throw and corralling and controlling it. But I've seen it where when a guy doesn't step on the bag at all, they call him safe. And that's the case here with Randy Marsh calling Finley safe. All Finley was thinking about was trying to take Iguchi out, and Iguchi never put his foot on second base.
Oh, that was a good call by the umpire, Marsh.
So the put out at first, 5-4-3, but the runner at second is still out there, 1 out for Figgins, and that's high for ball 1.
Timmy, I had never heard the term neighborhood play.
Oh, you haven't?
Never had. That's
a little neighborhood play.
I've heard it.
You've heard it?
Yeah.
But Iguchi was in the wrong neighborhood.
I mean, when a guy straddles a bag, maybe it's because he's behind the bag. Sometimes if you straddle the bag in the line, they will call him out.
But I'm with Lou. I mean, if on the heels of all of these calls, we show one replay after another of Iguchi not touching second base.
Yeah. Okay.
And they get the double play as a result. I think Randy Marsh made the proper call, and it's a runner at second, 1 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Figgins. Here's Figgins again at the plate with 2 strikes on him. Trying to avoid his 3rd strikeout of the night. Not even up to 100 pitches is Garcia as he works with 1 out in the 8th. Two and 2. Last time a team had 3 consecutive complete games, 1973, with the Mets, Seaver, Matlack, and Kuzman.
Jimmy, you faced that trio of pitchers.
Oh, yeah. A while back.
It has never happened in ALCS history.
Mets beating the Cincinnati Reds that year in the best 3 out of 5 series, and then lost to Oakland in 7 games.
Figgins with a weak swing and a fly ball into left. 2 down. Figgins is 1 for 14 in this ALCS. And Cabrera will dig in.
Okay, in the last 3 games, you've had to scratch your head in the 8th and 9th innings and find out who's hit the ball hard for the Angels. No hard outs. Flares, fly balls, top ground balls, balls off the end of the bat, jam shots last night off Garland.
Kochman's double into left center field is the hardest hit ball.
Yeah, yeah.
The only other RBI belongs to Molina, who hit one off the end of the bat. Swing and a miss by Cabrera, strike 1.
Good hitting is contagious, so is bad hitting. When you're struggling, seems like everybody struggles.
Cabrera takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Esteban Yan just gave up 2. The lead is 6. Cabrera with Finley at second and 2 down. He checked his swing as the home plate umpire does not appeal. And it's 2-1. Certainly make a case that Cabrera went too far, but Ron Colquitt did not even ask Ed Rapuano at first. Now it's 3-1 with the struggling Vladimir Guerrero on deck. Leadoff hit by Finley. The missed chance on the double play when Iguchi didn't touch the bag, and then Figgins flied out to left. Now a 3-1 to Orlando Cabrera. Popped up into center field. It's 8-2 Chicago as we go to the ninth.
Neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
The neighborhood play, kids. Can you say Iguchi missed second base?
It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood.
Yes, you did.
Day for a beauty.
Tadahito, you're wrong.
Could you be mine?
85 years of experience, 50 million customers, and the strength to help keep your family's financial future safe. At home and on the road, the AIG companies help people cover their financial bases. Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG.
Okay, so you shave early, but your date isn't until 7 p.m. So what do you think your beard's doing? Taking a nap? It's not. That's why there's Schick Quattro Midnight. With 4 blades, nothing shaves closer, keeping you smooth into the night. Schick Quattro Midnight. Nothing beats the power of 4. And try the new Schick Quattro Power for a less irritating shave than your current razor. New Schick Quattro Power. Turn on the power of 4.
Ford product engineers work hard. Anybody can see that. Since they need to be with the cars, we took out their desk phones and extended their workplace with Sprint Business. It's helping us shorten the time from concept to showroom. And it's easy to reach them. Dan?
Dan's gonna have to call you back.
By saying yes to working from anywhere, we're building more new products faster.
With Sprint Business, you can make just about any place a workplace. Yes, you can.
Excuse me. Ooh, thank you.
Everyone wants the new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich, zesty marinara, melted cheese, only at Subway restaurants.
If you haven't tried Coors in a while, you may have forgotten how cold and refreshing a Rocky Mountain beer can taste. So crack one open and refresh your memory.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Esteban Yan hits the strike zone with his first pitch. Macer Izturis takes over at short for Cabrera to give him a little break here for the final inning. 8-2, the White Sox out in front. But Sednick, who's had a nice night, getting on base 3 times, scoring twice, stealing 2 bases. He's 0 for 1 with 3 walks, is in the hole 0-2.
Yeah, he's making it happen out of that leadoff spot for the White Sox.
Podsednik is on again. Plugs the gap in right center field. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Guerrero digs it off the wall. Misses the cutoff man, and Podsednik ends up at third. That's a couple of times in this series that Vladimir Guerrero overshoots the cutoff man. And this time, Podsednik makes it into third base without a play.
He did it against Aaron Rowan when Rowan was thrown out at home plate in Game 2. But this is one of those watch Scott run type hits. But had he hit the cutoff man, they would have had a play at him at third base.
Well, for obvious reasons, you're starting to see the frustration on the part of the Angels. Higuchi, strike 1.
Being pummeled by the arms of the White Sox.
Right now, the White Sox, their bullpen quiet. That guy's up, but at the moment, with the bottom of the 9th inning coming, nobody is getting loose. Higuchi pops it foul off to the right. During the LCS, we have given you a look at how the starting pitchers are holding up velocity-wise with the ExxonMobil Speed Pass speed comparison. Garcia, first, third, and fifth, went as high as 93. Santana hit 97, but the Angels only got 4 1/3 innings out of their starters. Higuchi chops it foul. 0-2 on the Chicago second baseman. See if Freddie Garcia can make it 3 consecutive complete games from the Chicago starting staff. Ball 1.
I would certainly give him that opportunity, Joe. His pitch count is relatively low. 105 pitches. Throwing the ball well. He's got runs to work with. Looks like he's going to get another one here.
Now the count's 2-2 on Iguchi. There's the empty bullpen, and if you're Ozzie Guillen, after letting Garland go back out well over 100 pitches last night in what was a 5-2 game to finish the evening on the mound, and you can see him saying, well, how am I going to take Freddie Garcia out and not give him the chance to finish the game, with his pitch count being what it is and a 6-run lead at the moment, a chance for more. Now Hermanson gets up, but he's just kind of hanging around. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Iguchi strikes out. Second strikeout for Esteban Yan. It's our Dell defining moment of the game. And like last night, it comes way back in the first inning. Last night, Konerko, a 2-run home run. Tonight, a 3-run shot. Sednick had walked. Iguchi hit by a pitch. And with the runners on at second and third on a 3-2 delivery, Konerko hit his 4th home run of this postseason. That's a franchise record, and now Jermaine Dye is tied up with a ball inside.
Confidence has so much to do with the team hitting. The White Sox the last 2 nights in the first inning scoring 3 runs, knowing full well that their starters are going to hold the Angels down.
Up and in, it's 2-0. So now the rotations are turned over, and you go back to Contreras and Bird. Bird, who defied the odds with his sleepy Angels team. The winner in game 1. Guerrero. Sednick will stay put, and Guerrero shows off his arm. 2 out.
And it's a good one.
Sometimes too good, as we've seen in this series, overthrowing the cutoff man. Here is Konerko.
I remember when I first came to the big leagues, just about every team had a right fielder that threw like Guerrero.
That's really why I think somebody like Guerrero stands out so much, because there's so few good arms across the big leagues in the outfield.
Yeah, just think about it. How many times this year, this baseball season, did you see an outfielder throw out a runner at a base? It's almost a dying breed. Doesn't happen anymore.
One of the reasons a lot of these teams, most of these teams, don't take infield anymore, and these outfielders don't get a chance to stretch their arms like they used to when we played. I remember when I played, managers I played for, you didn't take outfield, you didn't play. So you went out there before the ball game. And now, I think it's because of the schedule, night game, day games, the travel.
0-2 is the count on Konerko. And a fly ball into right field. Guerrero back on the move. The inning is over. So the White Sox get a leadoff triple, but Sednick doesn't move after that. Bottom of the 9th inning. Will Garcia go back out to work? He and the White Sox lead it 8-2.
What if the air were clean again? Would the grass be greener? Would you live longer? Feel better? What if all cars released 80% fewer smog-forming emissions? Hybrid Synergy Drive from Toyota. The power to move forward.
You challenged everything that came before you, and nothing looked or felt or sounded the same way again. That was you then. And the great thing is, that's still you now.
We are the personal advisors of Ameriprise Financial, the next generation of American Express financial advisors. Because a generation as unique as this needs a new generation of personal financial planning.
Cool.
coolest way for people on the move to pay for gas and convenience items? Speed Pass.
Cool. Really cool.
How do we know? We're drivers too. Link Speed Pass to a credit or check card you already use, and you can make one of the cool moves Ryan Newman does.
Okay, we've got a break in the action.
Oh, good. I can play the Grand Slam quiz.
You like these, don't you?
Yeah, as long as there's no math.
Not likely. Okay, who insures more drivers than the other 3 companies combined?
Well, the biggest one.
I think they're looking for something a bit more specific.
Okay, not that one. Definitely not that one. Or that one. I'm going to go with State Farm.
Gee, Bob, how'd you know?
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
Your specialty.
Well, thank you.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Our series summary: Vladimir Guerrero 1 for 15, 1 RBI. Konerko last 2 games, 2 home runs. But the real story is the bottom line. The White Sox starting pitchers have worked every inning of this LCS as we play here in Game 4, 9th inning, except 2/3 of a frame in Game 1 with Kotz coming in to finish off the 9th for Contreras. That is it. Another ground ball. Uribe to his left. Good pickup. 1 out.
Oh, what a dandy play that was by Uribe. At middle of the White Sox infield. Very impressive. Oguchi's played a terrific second base. And now Uribe ranging to his left. Strong arm to get Guerrero.
So 1 down, and Garrett Anderson will dig in. Garrett has a hit and only 2 hits for this series. Put a shift on in the infield, and Anderson takes a strike. The Angels now, as a club, hitting 174 in this ALCS. That's what they came in at the start of Game 4, and it has gotten no better.
Yeah, that won't get it done offensively, especially when you're not getting base on balls. You're not hitting the ball, like you mentioned, Joe, out of the ballpark.
No balls, 2 strikes. Anderson strikes out. And now these two. There's a little confusion, so Pierzynski says, well, I'll just go ahead and tag Garrett Anderson just to make sure. 2 down. Boy, a little change of pace to these left-handed batters of the Los Angeles Angels, and they have been lost in this series because of it.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter.
A great changeup.
25 base runners for the Angels in 4 games.
With 2 out, Erstad takes the ball up and away. Now Garcia and the White Sox are 1 out away from tying the 73 Mets with having 3 consecutive LCS complete games. The 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks to be another night off for the White Sox bullpen. Neil Kotz can still tell his stories out in the bullpen as to what it's really like to pitch in the LCS. To the right side and under the glove of Konerko. Konerko grabs at the dirt, upset he didn't come up with that. This game continues. And now Ozzie Guillen, is he going to make a move?
Talk about a road less traveled. He into the mound.
So with Garcia 1 out away and a 6-run lead, trying for the complete game, at least Ozzie Guillen is out there talking to Garcia, and Garcia, not surprisingly, says, I'm fine, let me stay in here and try to finish it. Guillen on his way back to the dugout tells his first baseman Konerko to play behind the runner Kochman. rather Devannon, who's running for Erstad as Kochman digs in. So here is Casey Kochman. 2 hits and 3 at bats. 1 on, 2 down, ball 1. On deck, Benji Molina. Kochman takes a strike. How excited must White Sox fans be seeing the way this team is playing here in this postseason? The only stumble in Game 1 of the ALCS after the layoff. Amazingly, the Angels came in behind Bird and won Game 1, a 1-run victory. And since then, dominant pitching. And here the last 2 nights, good situational hitting by the White Sox and 2 home runs from Konerko. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 on, 2 out. Garcia to the right side, Iguchi to his left. The dominance continues. Garcia wraps up the 3rd consecutive complete game for the Chicago White Sox starting staff. From Contreras to Burley to Garland to Freddie Garcia. The big 4 in this White Sox rotation flexing their muscles here against the Angels in an 8-2 win tonight. White Sox 8 hits, the Angels 6. Each side had an error. And it's a 3-1 advantage for Chicago going into tomorrow night behind one of the hottest pitchers in baseball, Jose Contreras, here in Anaheim. Our Chevrolet player of the game is Freddie Garcia. And in recognition of his outstanding start tonight, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Chevy, an American revolution. For Garcia, 9 innings, 2 runs on 6 hits. Struck out 5 and walked only 1. Don Cooper, the pitching coach for the White Sox, all smiles. And the White Sox are rolling, heading toward tomorrow night. You guys have seen a lot of baseball over your years. Before I ask you about what we've witnessed, really this entire series by the White Sox starting staff, we'll go down to Chris Myers.
All right, Joe, with Ozzie Guillen, another impressive performance by your starting pitching tonight.
Well, we're looking for, I think Freddie, he had more than the regular day off, and he come out and pitched good. I think, you know, when you say the tone about the pitching, I think the pitch is always in the tone. And I think from the first day in the playoff, the pitcher doing a tremendous job.
When you went out that last moment, did you ask him or did you tell him? Did he say to you, I want to finish this?
Well, I went out with my mind to take him out of the game. Other son, you know, he saw what Burley and Garland did, and he wanted to do the same thing. And, you know, it's something I always ask my players. When he say he was ready to go, he wanted to finish it up, I give him the chance.
You're 1 win away from getting to the World Series. We all know about the great history of the White Sox. And your thoughts on being this close?
Well, you know, yeah, when you're in the playoffs, you always have a chance. I take one day at a time. Hopefully my players show up tomorrow with the same attitude. And hopefully, you know, he's had a chance to win it. Hopefully we do it.
Okay, congratulations, Ozzie.
Thank you.
All right, we have A.J. Brzezinski real quick here. Just let me ask you about the play at the plate. The catcher, the video, it appeared very clearly, once again, controversy, A.J., that the bat of Steve Finley did hit your glove.
You know what? I might have just nicked it. It was, but it was so.
You might have. Come on.
I mean,
I saw your reaction. You flipped it back really.
Well, that's because I was trying to catch it, but he did, and but you know what? It was so loud. The umpire couldn't hear it. You know what? You know, it's one of those things that is a play that you never see or never hear. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, the White Sox, you've taken advantage of every opportunity. You had a mammoth home run. The hitting came around tonight.
Yeah, we played great tonight. I mean, obviously another great starting performance. Konerko hitting the home run. A couple other guys getting some huge hits for us. That's the way we win, pitching and defense and clutch hitting.
All right, congratulations, A.J. Before we throw it to the booth real quick, Scott Podsednik on base all 4 times. We talked before the game about the magic of this team. How do you feel now 1 game away from getting to the World Series?
You know what? I can't say enough about our pitching staff.
3 complete games. This series is just remarkable. But, yeah, we wanted to try to put pressure on them early, try to get the bats going, and we got another big hit from Paulie, and, that got us going.
Yeah, I mean, you listen to what you did, stolen bases, triple scoring runs. What will it mean to Chicago to even wrap this thing up tomorrow night?
I'll tell you what, I don't think I have the words to describe what that city's going to be like if we were able to pull this off. But we haven't won anything yet. There's still a lot of work to be done. We're going to try to stay focused, come in tomorrow ready to play.
All right, thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. Congratulations. All right, back upstairs, guys.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. It's good to have you with us while we're here at Angel Stadium. Ozzie said, I hope our guys come out with the right attitude tomorrow night, and I fully expect them to because of the way that they've played all season long. They're loose, and they're very confident. Right?
I don't think there is any question about it, and if they do win tomorrow night, or unless the Angels can come back and win 3 in a row, the White Sox will have their first American League pennant since 1959.
It'll be exciting for the city of Chicago, but the secret for the Angels is to shut the White Sox down in the first inning, take a lead in the ball game, and get the fans into the ball game.
And tomorrow night, the rotations turn over and back to the Game 1 matchup of Bird and Contreras, a matchup that would seem to favor the White Sox going into Game 5 tomorrow night. So the White Sox jumped out in front again here tonight, and they did it on the strength of the bat of Paul Konerko. He went deep last night, a 2-run shot. Tonight, a 3-run home run. And behind outstanding pitching from Freddie Garcia, it's a victory for the White Sox, and they're 1 win away from the World Series for 2005. For Chris Myers and Tim McCarver and Lou Piniella. And our producer, Pete Macheska, our director, Billy Webb. I'm Joe Buck. 8-2, the White Sox win it. Up 3-1. Jeannie and Kevin back after this from your local Fox station.
Sometimes reality television
Whatever it is you've given me, I give it up to God. I'm a God warrior.
gets too real.
I'm planting that seed and I will see the harvest. Get out of my house.
The most compelling footage
Gargoyles, psychics,
ever caught on tape.
and I don't want someone heinous doing anything with my family.
Trading Spouses Meet Your New Mommy returns with the mother of all meltdowns. Wednesday, November 2nd on Fox. Fox Friday. Get your thrill on.
He's stalking his next human sacrifice.
The executive producer of CSI is taking on San Francisco's most bizarre cases.
We got identical twins.
What?
With identical murders.
When you're solving the country's most deviant crimes.
What is that?
You gotta trust your instincts. Killer Instinct.
That's deviant.
Returns with all new episodes at 9, 8 Central, Fox Friday. Viewer discretion advised.
There's nothing like being the first. To see something. To drive something. No one else has. Introducing Pontiac's new release parties. Be one of the first to experience our new releases. The most new models in our history.
The G6 sedan delivers excellent gas mileage. And now with Pontiac's Total Value Promise, you can get a new G6 starting at $16,990. Get more without paying more. See your Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Pontiac dealer.
It's Nina, right?
Right.
Which one of these phones looks like it comes with a great network?
I don't know.
Okay. Which one feels like it comes with a great network?
No idea.
Exactly, because you can't really tell unless you hear the network.
Hear for yourself how great our network is. Put it to the test for 30 days.
Not even the sniff test helps.
U.S. Cellular. We connect with you. Right now, get 2 free Motorola camera phones.
I'm Byron Harlan. Next on Fox News, live reports with Chicago fans. They are giddy. They're beside themselves. One more, and it's the World Series, folks. Plus, he's busy and he has to talk a lot. Meet the guy who helps Tadahiko Iguchi do his job. But first, the Sox are just 1 game from clinching the pennant. Corey McPherson reports live from Anaheim with post-game coverage. Next.
I promise. The all-new Chevy Impala gets an estimated 31 highway miles per gallon.
Malibu LS with 32. Cobalt LS, 34.
And a Aveo with 35.
I promise fuel economy is just as important to Chevy as it is to you.
Qualified lessees can lease an 06 Impala LT for around $249 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details.
That's the Chevy Total Value Promise, and it starts right here.
See your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers.
Your supermarket? Our supermarket. Meijer. Higher standards, lower prices.
The following is a special presentation of Fox News Chicago. White Sox pennant push.
And that's a shot into left center field. Konerko trying to do it, and back-to-back nights, he's gone deep.
Call it deja vu, but that's mighty fancy for baseball. But again, Paul Konerko's 3-run homer triggered this scoring spree that helped the Sox close to within one game of the World Series. The Game 4 win is first on Fox. Good evening, I'm Byron Harlan.
And I'm Nancy Pender. The Sox scored runs early and often tonight, and yet another solid performance by a White Sox starting pitcher has put the Southsiders one win away from baseball history.
Corey McFerrin joins us with a live report from Anaheim, where the celebration is getting underway.
You know what? Folks are just beginning to realize how close the White Sox are to the promised land. And to think about 2.5 weeks ago, when this White Sox club was struggling, when they lost to Detroit 2.5 weeks ago, some people questioned, are they going to make it to the postseason at all? And here they are, one win away from a third champagne celebration and their first trip to the World Series since 1959. We're live at Angel Stadium. Jack McDowell is with us, and the hero again, Jack, Freddie Garcia. And Freddie, the realization you are one win away from the World Series. Can you put that into words?
You know, right now, we're really happy. And, you know, we can't forget about it tomorrow. You know, got to come back and play hard like we've been playing last 3 games. You know, right now, got to go home, you know, go to the hotel, rest, and come back tomorrow and play hard.
Freddie, again, third straight complete game for a Sox pitcher. Jack and I have been talking about this. It hasn't happened since 1973 in a championship series. What does that say about Ozzie and his trust in the starting staff?
You know, maybe we got lucky. You know, we've been doing all year long. You know, we got Ozzie always give us confidence. You go to the mouth, talk to me, or talk to the guys. You know how you feel. You know, and he knows when he has to take you out. And tonight, he goes there and asked me how I feel. I said, like, I'm fine. You know, I want to finish the game. And I did it.
Is there a way, I mean, do you feed off each other? You must feed off each other, and one victory leads to another. Do you sense that? Do you pick up off the emotion and the success of a Burley and a Garland and a Contreras, Freddie?
Yeah, they asked me last night. They talked to me. They're like, okay, tomorrow you got to go and throw a complete game. I'm like, you know what? I try. You know, I try the best I can, and you know, I'm lucky. Thank God I did it. You know, and now it's, you know, history.
How much does that change things when you see the last 3 days and the guys give up a couple runs, but they're allowed to go all the way? So when you give up a couple runs, now you're thinking, I'm fine, I'm ready to roll. Does that play into it?
Yeah, you know, you got to go there when they score room for you, or you give up a run. You can lose your confidence. You got to go there, make your pitch, you know, hit the spot, you know, change of speed, you know, inside, outside, you know. You can, you know, you got to go there and think the game is tight, 0-0. So you got to go and throw a last try.
And Freddie, what is it about you and pitching on the road? You're now 18-4 in your last 22 games away from home. Don't you like pitching and playing at home? What's up with that?
You know, I probably stay in the road. They can go home and stay. You know, I always been that way. I like to pitch in the road. I don't know why. I got a lot of stay in the road, and you know, I feel really good.
There's some Sox fans here having a good time. Freddie Garcia, complete game, 6-hitter. What impressed you most about Freddie's performance tonight, Jack?
Everything that Freddie ever does impresses me. This guy, from the time that I saw him first come in with Seattle and jump into the big leagues, I looked at this guy and said, this guy is the #1 starter, great stuff. And you know what? You keep that flow going once he gets the confidence to go after it. And I've seen it all the time, and I love to see it now. To see a guy go after it with confidence with his stuff and just go, let's go, bring it on.
Final question. Is it over tomorrow night? Jose Contreras on the hill. Is it done tomorrow night?
You know, he's the right guy to be on the mound tomorrow. You know, he's very extended the second half, and, you know, we're looking for tomorrow because, you know, we got to get it done. If you can't get it done here, that's fine for us.
Freddie, congratulations. Great game tonight. We appreciate you coming by.
Oh, thank you.
Freddie Garcia, complete game victory. The White Sox one win away from the World Series. Gets a big cheer from the Sox fans here. I understand that Angels manager Mike Scioscia is at the podium right now.
You're focusing on every pitch. That's the way you climb this mountain. You can't be looking at Game 7 until you get that win in Game 5. So, we know what we need to do. We have the ability to do it. It's going to take guys to get into their to their level of play. But by no means is it over. By no means is there anything that we're not going to be able to do if we get into our game. But it's obviously the margin of error is kind of getting on the wrong side for us right now.
Couple more if there's anything. Randy, over here.
Mike, yesterday Konerko said in spring training in '96 he was given the choice of going back to San Bernardino as a catcher or going to first base at San Antonio. Do you now wish you had urged him to continue his catching career?
Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit. If we kept him as a catcher, he probably would have made it to he'd be in AAA right now, catching, instead of swinging the bat like he is against us. But when we talked about Paulie's a special player, special offensive player. He's really improved defensively at first base too, and he's he's one of the top players in our league, and he's shown it these last couple games.
All the way on the left, Paul.
Mike, did you think you had Pasetnik picked off there in the fifth?
Yeah, I mean, it was there were a lot of bang plays here. I think even on the steal of second base, it was very, very close, and we didn't get that call. We didn't get the call on the pickoff, but as many calls that were close that don't go your way in a given game or a given series, this game tonight wasn't decided by umpiring.
Okay, Mike, thank you.
And Mike Scioscia is absolutely correct about that. Sure, there were some controversial moments and maybe a missed call or two, but the White Sox once again thoroughly outplayed the Angels. And one major reason for their success, Jack McDowell, is first inning scoring. They scored 121 runs during the regular season, best in baseball. So far in the postseason, they've outscored their opponents 12-2 in the first inning. From a pitcher's perspective, that is just huge.
Yeah, from a pitcher's perspective and from an offensive perspective. I mean, it's great when you're scoring first because, you know what? I heard walking in here today, I heard Mickey Hatcher's pregame comments about the team that scored first is going to be the one that has the edge in this series because of the type of teams they are. They aren't the type of teams that are going to come back from 3 or 4 runs down. And so what you have is you have a team that scores first, and now all of a sudden your pitching has that confidence, they get after it, and they get it done.
They sure did. 8 runs total so far in this series by the Angels. And let's take a look at the highlights tonight. The White Sox bats in gear early. And so far, Ozzie Guillen, I mean, everything's on autopilot for this guy. It's been amazing. And what a way to start. Just like last night, Sox jump off to a 3-0 lead in the first. Paul Konerko, and he goes yard. 3-run bomb off Irvin Santana's 4th homer of the postseason. In the second, Freddie Garcia feeling this chopper to his right. His throw to get Casey Kochman is wild. Base hit and an error, men on second and third. And seconds later, the Angels are on the board. They take advantage. Benji Molina, little base hit to center. Darren Erstad scores 3-1 game. Bit of controversy. Steve Finley ground ball right side. Tadahito Iguchi, the quick throw to second. The relay, nifty double play. But Finley's ticked off. He has right to be. Replay showed A.J. Brzezinski interfered with the bat. There would be no call. Sox catch a break. To the third, Jermaine Dye at second base. Carl Everett comes through. Base knock, Dye coming around, he'll score. Everett gets caught between bases, doesn't matter. Sox lead 4-1. They added that lead in the fourth inning. A.J. Brzezinski, and boy, does he crush the Santana offering. A monster blast to straightaway center. Solo shot, his third of the postseason. And then more controversy. Fifth inning, Scott Pasednik appeared to be picked off, but no, he's called safe. And a bit later, Carl Everett, his second straight two-out RBI single. Hodge in easily. It's now a 6-2 game. And there's more. In the seventh with two aboard, this is Joe Creedy. Hot shot to left. That'll bring in Everett and Rowan. 8-2 your score. And that is how it ends. 8-2 White Sox. There's the final out of the ball game. Garcia goes the distance. And right now, here is Ozzie Guillen.
In ball game, when you play short, serious, anything can happen. Obviously we got the edge because we all couple games, but with that kind of ball club they have, they can turn around. Anything can happen. You play against the best team in the American League, and they are here for a reason. And you have to respect those guys because, believe me, they have a team that can go and win 8 games in a row.
Way in the back.
Ozzie, from the dugout, what did you see as far as the best part of Garcia's performance tonight? What did you like the best?
Well, Freddie was throwing first pitch strikes. It would be breaking ball or fastball for strikes. And when Freddie get ahead of the hitters, you got to throw a better game. From the go-getter, he was aggressive. He was attacking the strike zone. And when Freddie do that, he could be more effective. He was attacking the strike zone and make the pitcher worse.
Phil.
As you were with the Marlins in 2003, can you recall what the mood was like on that team when you went down 3-1, and what was it about that team that made you think that you could overcome a deficit then?
Well, besides the talent, because they have pretty good talent, I think their pitching staff come up big, and we had a clutch hitting, and they always believe in themselves. They always believe they can make it, and they did. Even we were facing a pretty good pitching staff. They take, like I said, they're taking one day at a time and they see what happens, and they come with the victory. I think is believe in yourself, trust yourself, and that's all you can do in those, the short serves. That's what the Marlins did.
On the other side, Phil.
Ozzie, on Finley's ground ball in the second inning, were you surprised that you guys could turn 2 on that, and was Finley slow getting down there?
Well, Uribe got one's the best arm in that position. This kid, I think, Iguchi playing tremendous second base, and when Uribe got the ball, we know we had a chance. I always say double play be make, they'll be make. You have to hit the ball hard enough to do it. You got to get the right guys on base, and you got to get the right feet, and that's what we did. And I think that was a big part of the game. And I think that double play there was a big part of why we turned around and win this game, because we don't know what could happen after that.
Paul? Oh, Phil, you got a follow-up? Wait a minute. What?
I can. Ozzie, I mean, the Angels seem to think that was catcher's interference on that. Did you guys have any look in your dugout, or how'd you see that?
Well, it's not the top 4. I didn't even see it. I just assumed the ball got hit. I just look at the guys making the play. They come out, I saw Finley say something to the home plate umpire, and in that particular thing you can hear it because the thing was so loud, and the only way you can do that is hearing what, the contact. I guarantee the umpires don't hear anything about it, and that's why I make the call.
One more? Way in the back?
Ozzie, how important is it to close it out tomorrow?
I always say, don't let the monster wake up. I said it against Boston. I said it against Cleveland. I think last 2 clinch, it was in the row. We clinched in Detroit, then we clinched in Boston. Hopefully tomorrow we do it. It should be nice. It's not, we have to be prepared for the next day, but tomorrow is another game. Tomorrow is a big game for us. Maybe the biggest game we're going to play this year, and hopefully we come up with the victory. It's not going to be easy. Those guys are going to show up here ready to play. And like I say, it's just, you never know what's going to happen. The short serves, anything can happen. Hopefully we do it tomorrow. It's not, we go back to Chicago, and the win today is only guaranteed 7-game series. That's all. That's all you guarantee for us. That's it. No guarantee a win. No guarantee anything out. Just 7 win, and hopefully, we did it tomorrow. It's not go back to Chicago and see what happens.
Ozzie Guillen, remarkably calm under the circumstances. One win away from the World Series. And right now his team is playing with tremendous confidence. In the field, from the mound, at the plate. Everybody's coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is what he offers to this team. He offers this team, you go out there, you're going to do your job. I'm going to leave you in there. I'm going to trust you. You trust me, I'll trust you, and you go do your job. And that's why this team is where they are.
I want to talk about that catcher interference sequence in the second inning. Steve Finley's ground ball to second base. He's spending time kind of looking back at the home plate up, looking for a call. As you look back at the replay, okay, it did look like his bat grazed A.J. Brzezinski's glove, so the umpire missed it. But as a base runner, you're not supposed to be yelling at the umpire runner to first base, are you, Jack?
No, it isn't, but it's your natural reaction to say, hey, that happened. He knew it happened. Yeah. You know, he felt it. But the thing was, the interesting thing to me about this is here we have two huge calls in this series, and they're both about the audio, about hearing. Right. Whether we heard the double hit, right, you know, of the catcher's glove, right, or whether we heard the double hit of the bat and the glove. Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting. You know, you're thinking about the umpire's eyes. You always rag on the umpires, you know, get another pair of glasses. Right. But now it's down to whether they can hear what's happening.
Strange game, baseball sometimes. But again, make no mistake, not about the umpires. The White Sox superior team tonight and so far in the series. Scott Podsednik, fine game tonight. He's at the podium. Let's listen in.
Myself and Iguchi's focus is to try to get on for those guys hitting behind us. I mean, when you have Paul Konerko, Jermaine Dye, and Carl Everett hitting behind you, you're going to score some runs. So to watch Paulie do what he's done this series has been, wow. I mean, the guy's just been fun to watch. So we like our chances with guys on base and him at the plate.
Steve in the back there.
Could you tell us how you try to make sure you don't get too overconfident? You have a pretty nice lead right now, 3-1. Very few teams have come back.
Well, we haven't won anything yet. That team's going to be ready to play tomorrow. So it's up to us to stay on that level keel, so to speak. Try to feed off this win and get ourselves, ready and prepared to come out and play a ball game tomorrow. That team's going to be ready to play tomorrow.
On the left side, Paul.
Scott, what did you think of the pickoff attempt in the fifth? How'd you see that?
I'm sorry?
The pickoff attempt when you dove back to first base. Did you think they had you, or?
Umpire called me safe.
Michael.
Scott, as well as this team has played against Boston and now in this series, is there anything about this that surprised you about the level of performance?
We knew what we were capable of doing. We have a good group of guys here, solid chemistry. We've gelled well together from day one. We kind of knew we had something special going into spring training. That may sound crazy to you guys, but a lot of heart, a lot of character walking around that clubhouse. We knew what we were capable of doing, so I'm not surprised. We've, like I said, the performance we've got from our pitching staff all season has set the tone for us.
Scott Podsednik, not surprised. The White Sox are where they are. They won their 11th game in 12 tries tonight, 8-2 over the Angels. Back with much more, including Carl Everett, to talk about tonight's ball game and what may lie ahead for the White Sox tomorrow night. Back with that and more after this.
At Menards, you'll save big money on quality products. Save up to 25% on your energy bills with DAP latex foam sealants that make cracks airtight. On sale only $2.79 a can. All Crestline special order windows and patio doors are on sale. Choose from primed wood, wood-clad, and vinyl windows and patio doors. All special orders 20% off. Plus, there's no interest or payments till summer with your big card.
Save big money at Menards.
Oh, before I forget, here your bills.
Bills?
For what? Calling me on my cell phone.
$8.50.
Did I ask to hear about your lady problems?
$23?
Trust me, the only one who wants to hear about your golf game is you. He's got a point. What?
Why pay for calls you didn't make? Switch to U.S. Cellular.
Get unlimited Call Me minutes plus 1,300 anytime minutes for $49.95 a month. U.S. Cellular. We connect with you.
Hi.
Should we get the new car?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
And that's when you ask yourself, did I get full replacement cost coverage? Or what? You do with MetLife Auto and Home. Full replacement cost, no deduction for depreciation. Now that's insurance.
Maybe we'll let your dad drive it first.
Great idea.
No! Every great story starts with a great adventure. Introducing the Nissan Pathfinder, the 270 horsepower engine, 3-row seating for 7. Refined interior with GPS navigation and DVD entertainment, and more off-road capability than ever before. Because you can't talk about the mountaintop unless you actually see the mountaintop. Tell better stories in the 7-passenger, 270 horsepower Nissan Pathfinder.
Back in 1959, it was guys like Ted Kluszewski and Billy Pierce and Ellie Fox. This year, it's guys like Freddie Garcia, Scott Besetting, and the gentleman we have with us right now, Carl Everett, getting it done along with Jack McDowell. I'm Corey McFerrin. Carl, one win away from the big show. Talk to me about what that means to you and this baseball team to come as far as you have.
Well, we've been taking it one game at a time, and we're not getting real cocky. We're just playing our game of baseball. We like the way we play the game. We rely on all the guys on the field, even the guys on the bench when they come out. We pick each other up. That's the style of baseball we play. So is it a surprise for us? No. We just go out and play our game.
And Carl, for you tonight, 2 big 2-out singles, driving in runs. As you told me a moment ago, you love to come to the plate when you have runners in scoring position, and tonight you really came through.
Yeah, I wasn't really surprised when they walked Paulie, but in the same situation, it's like I like to hit in that same spot. So they put a shift on me, and they've been throwing the ball on the outer half of the plate. And so I was really fortunate that way on that side, and got a good pitch and drove the runner.
And once again, the offense comes ready to play in the first inning. I mean, we talked earlier, Jack and I, about how important it is to get out front. You've done it all year long, and twice in 2 nights you scored 3 runs in the first. And that is a huge effect, not just for the pitching, but for everybody in that dugout, I imagine.
Well, when you have good pitching, both teams have good pitching, you got to strike first. You don't want the pitcher on the other side to get comfortable. They have a great pitching staff. The young guy, Santana, he's young, so you want to get to him early. You want to rally him, and we did that. So we got Freddie comfortable in his space, and that's a great thing.
Carl, one thing I want to talk about is way back when in spring training, you guys are together as a team, and this always interests me as a team of what your goals are and where you decide to go. You put yourself in this position, you guys all talking about this. Is this what, obviously the goal is when you put the uniform on to win it all. You guys talking about this from day one, let's go?
Well, from day one, we didn't realize we were going to be as great as we were, for starters. And then as the season went on, we saw that we have something here. We have a complete team. We have a great pitching staff. Once you saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's like John Garland, your 5th starter. You're like, whoa, at that same time. And then the type of offense that we have Scott Besetnik that can run. When you have table setters and guys who can hit with runners in scoring position, the bench's speed, you have a complete package. You say you play your game and you do what you're supposed to do, you get to here, and that's what we are.
How about for you, Carl? You've been with a lot of clubs over the years. You've had some success along the way. But this year with this team, it seems like you've really struck a comfort zone here, both personally and in terms of your contributions to the team. Why is that, and why do you fit in so well here? And is there anything about you that you brought to the table that's different than the past?
Well, for me, I feel I like National League Baseball. And that persists on not really base to base, but manufacturing runs.
Sure.
Making the defense, think a little bit. When you have that edge, that's the type of team I've always wanted to be on. I was on that type of team in Houston. Houston was the same type of team. We put the pressure on you. And when you have those guys to put pressure on the pitching and defense, only good things can happen.
And now you take a look and you're one step away. You look at Houston right now and you're thinking, hey, maybe we're going to run up against those guys.
Well, we're not really worried about who's over there. We got to take care of business for ourselves and go out there, the same team that we were today and the days before, and go out there, let Contreras get comfortable, score early. That's our goal.
Got to feel pretty good, though, with Jose Contreras on the hill, best pitcher in the league the second half of the year tomorrow night.
Jose be himself. Yeah. We go out there and manufacture our runs and play great baseball. we'll have some big smiles on our face.
Well, like you told me last week in Boston, you said the champagne's going to taste even sweeter next time around, and I bet you're anticipating that taste a little bit right now.
Well, I'm not. I saw what happened last year against New York. So that's why I say we're taking one game at a time, one inning at a time, one pitch at a time.
It's a good thing. You don't need any reminders. You had it thrown at you last year, and guess what, guys? Anything can happen, so you go hard.
As what we're all talking about, of course, is the Red Sox coming back from 3-0 against the Yankees to get to the World Series. That happened last